Good morning, my beautiful Scorpios. This is Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and I'm here with you guys today for your September 2020 general reading. There is going to be an extended to this reading, so if you guys feel like this reading is for you, definitely feel free to follow me over there to Vimeo. The link is in the description box below. Scorpio, I am so glad to finally be sitting down with you guys. There was a 2-day pause since I've done my last videos, and I didn't intend for that, but I had some administrative technological stuff to attend to, and at the same time, a little bit of shadow work. Sorry about the bumps. And so this whole time, since I put out the Cancer reading, basically a couple days ago, Spirit has been talking to me about your energy. So the messages that are coming through today are very, very strong. They're very, very important. And I don't want to say they're important and not so much urgent, because whatever you're going through right now, it's a much bigger picture than I think many of you guys realize. So let me go ahead and take care of a couple of announcements that I want to get out to you, and then I'll just start delivering those channeled messages. So, thank you guys once again. Welcome to my channel. If you guys have never been here before, my name is Molly. This is Soul School Tarot and Astrology. If you guys are interested in learning tarot, there's a couple ways that you can do that. You can book a private lesson on my website. The link to that is also in the description box, soulschooltarotandastrology.com, or kicking off September 1st, which is this Tuesday, you can join me over on Patreon for Tarot 101. That course is going to run for about 4 months, so September through December. I'm going to have the first installment of that available for free on this channel, just so you guys can kind of get a peek at what that looks like. But definitely make sure that you like, share, subscribe, find me on social media, and follow me there if you guys want more information about that. Otherwise, just keep an eye out for the love readings. Those will be out in a couple weeks as well. Let me get into this energy. Okay. I'm going to talk about the deck first. First things first, when I'm prepping for a reading, sometimes it's just me prepping. And sometimes Spirit's like, yo, we got this reading to get out. Here's the way that it's going to go. And in that process, that's how I get guided to use particular decks. This time, and in fact, I'm almost wondering if I dreamt it. I had a visual, because that happens sometimes. Like Spirit will just show me a visual image of a card or a deck, and I need to go for that deck. The one that I was shown today, maybe last night in my sleep, is actually a deck that I do not own. Okay, it is, I might link to it below. It's really beautiful. And in fact, I think I'm going to purchase it. It was actually a black deck with gold lettering on it. Okay, and that is something that I kind of tried to pick apart and see how it goes along with the other messages that I've been getting from Spirit for my Scorpios. Okay, this is for my Scorpio sun, moon, and rising signs. That's very important for Spirit that I share that right now. If you guys do not know your moon or your rising sign, there's a link in the description box below. You guys can plug in your birth information and get a really user-friendly chart and start to dig around there. All right. They also, certain messages are coming through for Scorpios with very strong Mercury placements. And for some reason, Aries is very significant as well. All right. So let's see if I can piece these out. The last couple of readings that I did for you guys, and in fact, I meant to review the titles to those. The love reading that I put out for you guys, I understand. The love reading I put out for you guys really showed that you are in a space, and I'm getting this through the intuitive messages. You guys are in a space where you're a little bit wounded, okay? I'm going to double check. Let me be right back. Okay, I got it. I got it, you guys. It clicked. All right. 2 readings ago. So the August general reading for you guys, the title for that, I remember very distinctly. It was Trust Your Gut and Nothing Else. Nobody else. All right. You guys have definitely, the energy that I'm feeling around the Scorpios that I'm talking to today, have been feeling, I'm going to say, under assault. All right. And in fact, the Scorpio reading, the Scorpio love reading that I put out for August is called Are You Fooling Yourself? Which really ties in with the general message that I'm getting. So let me go ahead and focus and get it out to you guys. What you're doing right now is you are manifesting like crazy in your life. And the reason why you're manifesting things that seem like they are challenging to you, that seem like they may even be attacking you, or anybody who's untrustworthy at this period of time. I know this is not what you want to hear, but you have manifested that, okay? Either out of a current energy or a very recent energy or a past energy. And this is a little bit of karma coming back. Karma, by the way, is not punishment. You're not being punished for past actions. What's happening is Spirit has sat you down, put you into this situation that you don't love to teach you something about yourself. All right. It's very easy right now to focus on what the people around you are doing wrong. But the purpose of this is that those external negative energies are actually serving as a mirror to you, Scorpio, to give you an experience that's going to get you to change the way you approach something in your life. To get you to weed out certain behaviors. And mentally, I think that you guys have already decided that you're going to part with certain patterns or behaviors from the past. But the karmic cycle is not complete. Some of you guys are still like your data set is not complete. And what I mean by that is karma is about perspective. Karma is about being given the experiences that we need to fully understand the causes and consequences of our action, both negative and positive. So there's something you used to do or a belief you used to have, something like that. And you've already kind of decided that you're ready to part with that way of being. But the universe is kind of like, but we need to finish this lesson because there's more to it. And also the important thing is that the universe is prepping you for what's coming next. All right. Because whatever is coming up next. Okay. I'm going to try to articulate what's coming through. This may be for just a select few of you. Something that you did in the past was very self-sabotaging. And you're like, oh, okay, I see how that sabotaged my situation. I'm not going to do that anymore. So you're looking at something that may have in the recent or distant past, some way in which you kind of shot yourself in the foot. You're like, ooh, I might have ruined a good thing. Okay. And you learned your lesson mentally and moved on from it. But it's like the universe is still trying to get across to you the pulp, like the core, the essence of this lesson. And they're doing it by experience. And they're doing it by providing you with an experience that is a mirror to yourself. I hope that makes sense. All right. It's just trying to show you a perspective that you haven't seen yet. And the reason why that's really important is because if this particular self-sabotaging behavior maybe kind of blew a chance for you in the past, that's the reason why you can't take it with you. Spirit knows what they've got coming up for you, and they really want to make sure that you don't mess it up. So that's what's happening right now. You are being dragged through something that feels like it's very, very unfair, but it's offering you a perspective on your own past patterns, beliefs, and behaviors that is really, really needed right now. Okay. I've got the past life oracle. By the way, when I said that it made sense that Spirit was showing me this black deck with gold print, it's almost like showing me the silver lining to the cloud. Like if you guys feel like a giant rain cloud is following you around, the lining to that cloud is not gold, is not silver, it is gold. Like you are being taught a prime lesson right now. And it doesn't feel good. It feels very unfair to you probably. And it's just because the perspective, once that perspective breaks through, you guys will get it. Okay? Understand. And one more. All right, that's it. Okay, guys. So, past life oracle from Doreen Virtue. We have 3 cards. This one, galactic. The vibe that I'm getting for this is that, like I said, you guys are stuck in something that's way bigger than you ever imagined. If you identify with the term starseed, definitely check me out on TikTok. Check out the Starseed 101. I'm sorry, that's the Starseed Collective. I've got a free reading and an introduction already on YouTube, but that channel also kicks off on September 1st. If that is a term that you identify with, understand that this is a part of your larger life mission. Okay? But also, you guys, this is a major, okay. For some of you guys, the energy that I'm getting is that your guides have like I said before, your guides have in mind what is ahead for you. And it is way bigger than you imagine. Okay? And right now, this is interesting. There's actually multiple points of light. So some of you guys are very, very confused about what your future is. Some of you are feeling very, very strongly called towards something, but you're not going towards it out of fear. This is a part of the lesson that the universe is trying to show you right now, okay? Phobias also comes up in the past life deck. When we have to look, I don't know if you guys are into past life regression. Sometime either in a past life, but more likely in your childhood, this life. Okay, so in the past of this life. That's where this fear comes from. Okay? Like, the thing is, when we're kids, we have these amazing, grandiose ideas of what we're going to be when we grow up. Right? And we're full of so much hope and joy and inspiration. And in fact, when we're kids, there's so many different possibilities of the kind of star that we can be when we decide to shine in the world. Okay? And then society comes in through the form of family, friends, media, culture, religion, etc., and tells you no. You're not going to be that amazing. You're not going to be that smart. You're never going to be smart enough. You're never going to work hard enough. You're never going to have what it takes to live that big of a life. All right. And what that did is that instilled in you a fear. There was some, you guys, this is a very strong, there was a moment in your childhood when you began to shine and you were so proud of that and so full of happiness and so full of joy, and then somebody shut that down. Somebody punished you for that, and that has created a phobia. So whatever the universe is putting you through right now, I think your higher self, and maybe even you deep down inside, knows that it's trying to pull you out of situations that are not good for you, so that it can bring you towards something that feels like the same way that you did when you were a kid. And you just, like, I was a kid, I was going to be an astronaut. Oh my God. And I thought about like getting off the spaceship and floating around the moon. And it filled me with so much hope and joy and inspiration. And then, you know, I learned about math. Advanced math is not my thing, right? So something shut down that hope and that joy. You guys are beginning to feel that hope and that joy calling to you from within, but it's requiring you to leave certain things behind. And the dialogue that's in your head is, whatever, guys, I've already done the work. Everything that I need to leave behind, I've already left behind. And your guides are like, no, there's this one last thing. That's what you guys are going through. And the thing that you're going through right now, whatever you see as your adversary in your environment at this point in time, I'm so sorry to say this, you guys, it is your manifestation. It is a manifestation of these fears. If you tell yourself you're never going to be good enough, then you're going to attract things that aren't good enough. Okay? All right. If you tell yourself that you're a bad person, you're going to attract people that are bad people. Okay. That's what's going on with that. And in fact, it's amazing because they're energetically, these two cards are the like polar opposites. Actually, polar opposite of phobias is also trust and faith. Do you see this one star that's really bright? Like, no, it's still there. It's almost like your shadow is standing in the Thank you, Spirit. Your shadow is standing in the way of this star, this bright light, this bright truth that's trying to shine through. And your shadow is standing in the way of it. And you're like, you're really reaching this point of frustration. And you see your own shadow sometimes as the adversary. But your shadow is acting in an angelic capacity right now, because it's trying to teach you something. It's trying to teach you something by getting you to feel it, Scorpio. Okay? That's the beauty and the power of the depth of your emotion, Scorpios, is that you are able to create whatever is coming from your emotional space. And that's, a lot of Scorpios don't understand that. And so what they do is they end up manifesting and creating all these things in their environment that are coming from an unhealed emotional space. Okay. And I said earlier that I feel like this is very, very important for people who have Virgo or Gemini in their chart. In fact, there's a particular Virgo sun, Gemini moon, who I know, I don't know if he knows, this is something that they're a very, very, very powerful manifester, but unconscious. They don't understand how powerfully they can manifest things. And a lot of you guys are like, oh, I am a powerful manifester, but I'm not manifesting the things that I'm trying to. It's because your emotional space is where all that creation begins. So if there's something in your emotional space, like a phobia, that you're not wanting to deal with at this time, that's blocking up all of the creation. Actually, it's not blocking up your creation. You're just miscreating. Is that a word? Creating things that aren't really in alignment with what you want. And it's because the universe wants to show you, you are a powerful manifester. And if you are creating struggles, or if you are surrounded by struggles right now, it has to do with the universe. Your guides are trying really hard to get you to listen to what your shadow is saying right now, because you can transmute this energy. You can transmute, you can heal this energy. You can integrate the subconscious. The subconscious mind, we cannot manifest anything that we don't truly believe in our subconscious mind, right? So if our subconscious is full of fears, if our subconscious is repeating that narrative that we heard as a child, that we're never going to amount to anything, you're never going to be good enough, you don't deserve that kind of happiness, blah, blah, blah. If that voice gets too loud, it's time for you to sit down with that voice and have a conversation. Be like, hey man, how can we work together? How can I learn what it is that you have to teach me? Okay, that's what the universe really wants you to do right now, to learn what your shadow is trying to teach you. I'm using 2 black and white decks today. This is the second one, but since I picked it up and moved it, I saw the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. And you guys, and then I set it down next to this, and the word destiny popped out. All right, so the Wheel of Fortune and fate, like I said, some of you guys have a tremendous life mission that is available to you. Life missions, y'all, free will reigns over everything. So all of the soul contracts and life missions and everything else that we plan out between lifetimes, you come in here into this lifetime and start living those out. You can actually use your free will to wander off of the path, especially if your free will is being informed by subconscious fears. And in fact, I'm calling it quote unquote free will because you guys don't understand. Maybe you do understand. Scorpio probably understands more than anybody. Is that our subconscious mind is the main program that's running. Like if we're a computer that acts in the world, like we have a computer that like executes commands, most of them come from the subconscious mind until you get to know it and you become an ally to your subconscious mind. And I'm using the shadow side as the unhealed shadow. I'm sorry. Shadow is the term that I use for the unhealed subconscious because that's how it ends up acting. All right. Now, so I picked this up, you guys, and look what we have at this deck. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. All right. This deck, the Light and Shadow Tarot, that has the white background, and it wants me to lay this down. Yes. I didn't even have to. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't even have to shuffle. Okay? I didn't have to shuffle. This, we got a message here, you guys. I did shuffle before, by the way. White with black background represents the yin to me, the external world, what's going on outside of you, so the as without. And then this black with white print, I call this the yang. So to the feminine, like what's going on inside of you. Outside of you, you guys are, like I said, this is very similar to the Virgo reading that I did. You're trying to move forward towards something and it's not manifesting. And you guys, this is going to be a really long reading. I hope it's okay. There are a ton of major arcanas on the cards, or on the table, so we'll get through this. You're trying to manifest something in the world, and it might even be like multiple things. It might be that like everything you're trying to manifest right now is not working out. And the reason why is because, you know, like I said, your guides, the universe, etc., wants to get you to look at the role that your shadow is playing, the way that your subconscious or unconscious tendencies and patterns are actually keeping you from manifesting what it is that you desire. All right. But this is also resisting the natural flow of events. The natural flow of events in your life right now is that you are coming to, like, again, this is emotions. Let me break it down. Okay. So it's almost as if you guys have been confronted with a situation that you realize is it's emotionally unsatisfying to you, and you are walking away from it. This might be, like I said, it might be the pattern, habits, belief systems that you have already mentally and consciously decided to part with. Okay? What you guys don't realize is that as soon as you turn around and you take that first step up these stairs, it's like this unseen energy comes in and is like, yeah, it's go time. And that go time means that, like, because of this decision that you made, they're showing me images and I want to like observe them before I try to tell a story. Okay. 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 It's almost like, I don't know if this is a real thing that happened in a movie, but it's like they're showing me you walk away from this scene and everything in this scene turns to ice. Like it just freezes over. You walk away from one thing and suddenly a whole bunch of things in your life start falling apart or falling away. You made one small change, one little tiny change. And it's triggered all of this tremendous transformation that you didn't mean to. You did not mean for that to happen. Okay? In fact, this is just a moment of frustration. Like, I'm just not going to do this anymore. Okay? But it was a karmic lesson. That's what Saturn is for. Saturn in Pisces. Ooh, Pisces is 12th house. This is the part of the karmic cycle where things just have to die. This is the undoing that takes place before regeneration. Okay, this is the destruction that comes before regeneration. And what set this off is you took one step away from something that was no longer good for you. And all of a sudden it's like you created this vacuum, or all the other things that are not good for you want to go with it, and you're resisting that. You guys are fighting that. Okay, so then next up, wow, going back to the beginning, we have the Hermit here, which is Virgo, by the way, and 13, the endless dance of death. I didn't show that to you guys. Look at that dance. I love this deck and I love this image. All of my decks are available to view on my website. And if you guys want to click on that link, it'll take you to Amazon. You can order it and then throw a couple pennies my way in the process. So this Virgo energy, this hermit energy, it's very analytical, very drawn within, very much like, you know what, where is all of this change is happening on the outside of me? It's almost like, see how he's walking away and there's light shining from beyond the mountain? It's like you get, oh shoot, you get to the top of the mountain where the hermit resides, and you're like, where's that light coming from? Where's that light coming from? Which one of these stars is shining that light? And you're looking all around you, but baby doll, it's in here. It's in here. Okay? And what I mean by that is the answer to where is this light? How do I find this light? It's in here. You go within to find that. Okay? And this Chariot, I like that. So this is actually very interesting because the person that I talked about that is a Virgo Sun, Scorpio Moon, right? Also has a lot of association with cars. And it's like the hermit is at the top of the mountain trying to figure out which of these lights, these bright shining lights, where's the source of this light? Where do I go next? Is also fixing up his car, so to speak. And what I love about this Chariot is that the charioteer is in a state of meditation. How do I go within and create calm within here so that when I move forward, my car's not breaking down all the time? Like, I don't feel myself breaking down on my path. The idea of a path forward is very important to you guys at this time. Okay? So what's going on right now is you're being given an opportunity if things are being stripped away from you at this time, or if you feel like you're being confronted with a lot of challenges at this time, it's because the universe wants you to put them down and walk away from them. It's trying to tell you that they're broke. There's no more room for growth. Those things have run its course and you have somewhere else to be. And you know that. You know that. The most important thing is you have to get your two horses in order, the light and the dark. Your conscious self and your unconscious or your subconscious. And that's just it. It's about subconscious integration. You got to get, because the shadow, this dark animal, okay, it's usually two horses pulling the chariot, keeps sabotaging you. But this white one is just like right linked in with your mind. You don't realize that this dark horse is also following your instructions, but it's following the instructions that are coming from your heart space. So understanding that, retraining our animals, and that's interesting because the white one is a bull, okay? So in other words, your conscious mind might be on a Taurus, but it also might just be on stability, prosperity, security, okay? Taking what's yours. And then this over here is like a crow. So this represents, these are your phobias. Like, caw, caw, every time you're about to get back on the road and head towards your amazing future, this crow sabotage. First of all, it's a crow with legs. That doesn't even make sense, deck. It doesn't even make sense. Why does that crow have legs? Okay. I don't know. That's an interesting, it's telling me that that's important for some of you guys. It's a crow with legs. Okay. So what you guys are wanting, what you're desiring now is you just want to be happy. You just want to be happy. All right. You feel like you've been holding that part of you back for a really long time and it's really, really ready to go forth. But the message here, yeah, they're associating this with the light colored horse, the part of you, your conscious mind that knows, feels like you know where you want to go. You want to move towards this happiness. And I see you finding it because this 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. But this Strength card is showing me that, like, as much as that lion, that part of you that wants to move forward, as much as that is like super ready to go, this is your inner feminine saying, shh, just wait, shh, just settle down. We need to talk is what she's saying. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead. Oh yeah, 29 minutes. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, this is it's interesting. Okay. This is the way that this is what your conscious mind is going through right now. This is your experience of the world. But there's a lot of things going on under the surface, and that is what I want to dig into in the extended reading. All right. Right now I'm going to draw a deck from the Magical Menagerie, which is an interesting call, Spirit. I don't usually use this deck. Okay. And it does have a guidebook because, like I said, I don't usually use it. And so I might have to look up what a couple of these cards mean. I've got one on the table and I'm getting one more. Okay. So there's this part of you that's really ready to burst forth. But before you can do that, you have to face some sort of inner fear. And you have to look at the way it's been sabotaging you all along. Okay? I will do that. Yes. This fetch has something to do. And that's interesting energy, so we'll get there. All right? This fetch is what they want to talk about in the extended. So if you are resonating, definitely feel free to follow that link in the description box below. I don't need to look this up. Why am I looking that up? I'm looking up Stag. Sorry, you guys, I'm talking to myself. Spirit and I are talking. So we have the Phoenix on the table, and that's exactly what you guys are going through. And in fact, the message that I got, one of the messages that I had come in for you guys that did not come out in the beginning with all that rambling, was purification by fire. You've got this, there's something in you that has to be burned away. They're showing me like a laser, just like blasting it away. And this is why, because you have a Phoenix rising moment in your future. And you got some dead weight that you got to ditch. All right. Some truth is not yet known to you. It's still kind of hiding behind this shadow work because the sun represents the truth and illumination. It's still hiding behind that shadow work that needs to be done. But the shadow work that's being asked to be done right now is for your benefit. You're going to become such a tremendous manifester. Oh my God, because your subconscious mind is so strong that as long as you leave it unchecked, it's going to derail every manifestation. It's going to you're going to be mismanifesting. Independence, potency, strength. This is the stag. Ooh, in Celtic myth, the stag is associated with the Lord of the underworld. And so it's no surprise that this animal confers a deep understanding of the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. That's you, Scorpio. Number 13, the endless dance of death. And you understand what's happening, and you're trying to resist it because of your fears. You understand what's happening. You know what's happening. But if this is the freaking Lord of the underworld, he's not a victim of the underworld. This is somebody who understands those processes so well that they begin to guide and steer them. They become the charioteer of the underworld or the other world. The other world, by the way, is not the underworld. It doesn't exist like underneath. It is a Celtic concept that kind of relates to, I like to call it the astral plane, which, by the way, is the etheric, the emotional plane. That's where we manifest from. All right. But in ancient Ireland, it was such a magical time because it was a time of constant manifestation. Okay. It was a culture who understood their shadow, and that's how when you understand your own shadow, that's how you navigate it like a freaking boss. The fetch is a very interesting energy, and I'm going to go ahead. Yes, it is. It's chaos. There is another card There it is. Fetch. I'll show you the fetch. It's a noun, not a verb. Not like go get it. No. Fetch is exactly what I was saying. It is an energetic energy that you send out into the world. So fetch can represent, like, imagine if somebody casts a spell, the energy of that spell being out in the world, right? So if you're like manifesting, and I keep pointing to like sort of the heart solar plexus, let's say you're pew, 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 shooting out all these manifestations subconsciously, and then they come back to you in the form of chaos. It's meant to teach you about how powerful of a manifester you are. That's what it's meant to do. But in reverse, this fetch represents chaos. And in the Sacred Destiny deck, there is or the Oracle here, which I have in front of me, there is a card. It's a big green tornado, and it's called Healing Chaos. And that's what you guys are kind of going through right now. Okay? So, thank you so much for being here and for putting up with me for 35 whole minutes. Okay? If you want a little bit more, hop on and follow me over to Vimeo, and I will complete your reading there. Otherwise, I will see you probably in a week or two for those love readings. Take care, Scorpio.